Leader, would you like to move for exempted business?
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the proceedings on the business set down on the order paper for today be exempted at this day's sitting from the provisions of Standing Order Number 2.
Question is the motion moved by Leader. As many as of the opinion say aye. To the contrary, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Ms. Mariam Jaafar.
Mr. Speaker, there are many factors that give us confidence in this move to borrow to fund nationally significant infrastructure development expenditure. Given low interest rates, the likely healthy demand, all the safeguards in place that have been described, and the opportunity to develop the market for green financing. Notwithstanding the fact that interest rates could continue to be low for a protracted period of time, the risk remains that rates could move higher in the event of a strong economic recovery, or even more importantly, a material rise in inflation. But what's more important than rates per se is perhaps the differential between rates, or R, and growth, G. In other words, R minus G. Stated plainly, what matters is whether you can make more than what you pay through borrowing. The infrastructure projects that the Singa bonds are expected to fund, whether for new rail lines or climate adaptation, will surely boost productivity, growth, and the sustainability of our economy over the long term. If we can grow GDP faster, taking on debt to finance public investment in nationally significant infrastructure under the current low interest rate environment can in fact lead to lower debt to GDP in the long term. The bigger the interest rates growth differential, the more favorable the debt dynamics. However, IMF studies have shown that marginal borrowing costs often rise abruptly and sharply after long periods of low differentials. And it is marginal borrowing costs which really matters when it comes to refinancing. So I hope that as we envision a portfolio of tenors, we will pay attention to refinancing risk in particular. So in the end, though, the important thing is our economy must continue to grow. We must continue to transform the economy, spend on infrastructure, cut waste out of public spending, taking a value-based approach to all that we do. Some might say tapping the reserves and borrowing are really two sides of the same coin. Perhaps the more noteworthy thing here is really the change to capitalization of expenditure financed under the borrowings under Singa. Under a strong growth recovery, this should free up more budget for recurrent expenditure, including welfare, healthcare, and yes, education and reskilling for the current generation today, all of which members from both sides of the House have asked for on multiple occasions. Mr. Speaker, I feel the government has shown its ability to adapt and try new things, such as the Singa bonds, without losing sight of fiscal prudence, responsibility, and fairness. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion.